Hello, welcome to Gutter Trash, episode 312. Cheap Thrills. My name is Eric.
I'm Jason.
Hey,
How's it going, buddy?
it's going all right. How are you doing?
Not too bad.
Okay.
Yeah, not too bad.
All right.
Hanging in there.
That's good.
Yeah.
Glad one of us is.
Yeah. So what's new?
Not much. Not much at all. We watched a movie.
Yeah, we did. Watched Cheap Thrills.
Yes, we did. Should be noted that once again we are at your house.
Mm-hmm.
I guess this is now the new Gutter Trash headquarters, and my phone is replacing all of my studio equipment.
Huh. It's powerful phone you have.
It is, I guess, pretty much, yeah.
Mm.
I mean, yeah.
We'll return to the studio. Don't
At some
worry.
point, I hope, yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of sickness going around.
Right, yeah.
My mom's been sick for a while, and just everybody's sick.
Right, yeah. And also, when she's sick, she doesn't feel like dealing with your dog.
Right.
And if you listen to our Christmas bonus ode, you may find out why.
Right. Yeah, sometimes she's a handful. She's actually sitting mere feet away from us now
Oh, yeah.
in perfect angel mode.
Exactly.
But our podcast goes on a while, so we'll see how that rolls out by the end.
I think if we leave her alone for the most part, hopefully
Yeah.
she'll stay there.
As long as she doesn't smell or see or taste anything
Right, yeah.
or hear anything. Or what's the other one? Touch anything.
Yeah, right. Of course, this will be the time when your cat decides that he's just going to start wailing like at the wall for no reason.
Right. Yeah, he does that sometimes. He wall wails.
Because I haven't seen him in a while, so who knows?
He's napping as well.
Yeah.
Everybody's asleep but us.
Yeah.
We're like the Santa Claus of this situation. We're just creeping along looking for cookies.
It's true.
Yeah, how was your Christmas, by the way?
It was all right.
Yeah.
Spent it with the family for the most part.
Yeah.
Watched a bunch of movies. And, yeah, mostly uneventful.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yours?
Yeah, same. Just my mom, like I said, she's been sick, so I cooked some spaghetti for us, and
Yeah.
my cousin came over and made some cookies. Yeah, it was
Eh.
pretty low key, but it was nice.
There's nothing wrong with a low-key anything. Yeah.
Speaking of low key, Cheap
Cheap
Thrills.
Thrills.
So this movie's a few years old.
Couple years, 2013, I believe is
Okay.
when it came out.
I had never heard of it until you mentioned it. It's like a kind of a low budget.
I would say, yeah.
Yeah.
I had heard of it because I remember, I think right when it came out initially, the cast of the movie and the director appeared on the podcast Doug Loves Movies.
Oh, okay.
And so they talked about the movie a little bit. And I had seen some of the cast in other movies before and thought, well, I like those people.
Mm-hmm.
And this movie sounds like it could be worth watching. And then forgot about it up until like 3 weeks ago when I was like, you know what? I would like to see this movie.
Yeah, and why not?
Right.
We've always liked Cheap Thrills.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Big Brother and the
And the
holding company. Yeah.
Robert Crumb album cover. Can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a dark comedy.
It is, I would say, a very dark comedy.
Yeah.
But there are definitely some laugh out loud moments.
Oh, yeah.
And it gets a little intense at times.
It really does. I didn't expect that. I honestly didn't really know what it was about. All I knew was that the dude from Anchorman, who I like, is in this movie. I was like, oh, this will be funny.
Will Ferrell.
Yeah. No, what's his name?
David Koechner.
David Koechner, yeah. Yeah, I really like that guy.
Oh, me too.
And I've never seen him, perform so well.
Right.
Like he was amazing in this movie.
He is definitely a revelation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I thought he was just like, oh, he's a funny dude.
Sure.
Something's weird. But man, and he was funny in this movie, but he was intense and like perfect in this movie.
Oh yeah.
Like there was not a single scene where I was like, he's just a comedian trying too hard.
Right. No.
Like he was pretty great.
Oh yeah. I want to say he was also in Thank You for Smoking.
I haven't seen that one.
And I mean, he has a very small role in that movie, and it's not like it's a comedy, like pretty much straightforward comedy.
Maybe I have seen that. I don't know.
But his role in it is not overtly, comedic or anything.
Right.
So I knew he could do, some certain things, but
Wow.
he gets creepy in this movie.
Yeah.
And not even like an overtly creepy
No,
way.
yeah.
It
Yeah,
is
I don't even know if I would say creepy, more like there's an intensity though.
definitely an intensity and a charming intensity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like basically you almost feel as if this guy, okay, so the plot of the movie,
Yeah, we should probably start there.
right, is our main character is Greg or Craig. I can't
I
remember.
think it was Craig.
He's a little down on his luck.
Yeah.
He lost his job and he's got an eviction notice, and his wife is unemployed.
And he's got a young baby.
He's got a very young baby, and
It's not a great scenario.
no, it's not. And he, through a series of circumstances, winds up in the company of this gentleman and his wife and an old buddy of his. And basically the rest of the movie is just a series of escalating bets.
Like challenges, if you will.
Yeah, and I mean, they start off simply enough, like, hey, I'll give you $200 if you go talk to that woman and get her to slap you.
Yeah.
And then goes from there.
Yeah, it goes kind of downhill quick.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you're watching this and you're watching David Koechner as our antagonist.
Yeah.
Of sorts.
Right? I know, right? Like, I'm kind of rooting for him because he's not completely sadistic, but, then, like, I mean, he's very relatable in ways,
Right.
even though he's, like, an insane millionaire.
Right.
But, like, he's got a certain charming
Exactly.
charisma to him.
It's like you're watching this and you're like, well, you know what? If I was hanging out with this guy,
I'd probably do that for $200.
right?
Yeah. I'd shit in that guy's house for $500.
It was $1,200.
Oh, was it 12? Well,
Oh yeah,
I would shit in anybody's house on the floor for $1,200.
right.
I'll do it right now.
Yeah, it's your own house. Go for it. I don't have the $1,200.
And that's the only thing keeping me from doing it.
You know what? I'd probably do it for 50.
50 bucks?
$50.
But not in my house.
Not in your house.
Okay.
No.
I was like, I wouldn't be paying you $50 to shit in my carpet. That would be a little weird.
Maybe I would try to be courteous and do it in like one of the linoleum.
Oh, well, that'd be
floors.
good. Yeah, we do have that new nice laminate in the kitchen.
It's like my parents' cats have a tendency to vomit a lot, and when we can, we try to catch them and just make sure that they are on the hardwood floor
Oh, yeah.
because it is a pain in the ass to clean up out of carpet.
Oh, yeah. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it starts off, it kind of starts off like, this is weird. This guy's down on his luck, and then he just ran into this guy. It's having him do like kind of, jackass style things,
Pretty much.
You're like, well, that's kind of funny, but you don't know where it's going exactly. But it just like kind of slowly turns a corner into like a depraved area.
Yep.
Where you're like, well, this is weird, and then
It gets super dark.
yeah,
Super fast.
Yeah.
And then just stays that way. But still also at times hilarious.
yeah, the comedy's peppered throughout. So like, oh yeah, there's
Yeah.
just oh yeah,
And the main character, he's at a bar kind of drinking away his sorrows, and like he just happens to run into like an old high school buddy of his. And I don't know about you, but for me, the way the movie plays out, like constantly I'm thinking,
is he in on this?
exactly.
Yeah, that's
yes.
what I was thinking.
Right.
Yeah.
And then like an event happens and you realize that nope, he is not.
Yeah, they're in this together, and then
Sort of.
yeah, right. Or they're at least on the same page,
Right,
even
yeah.
playing field. Because yeah, you do kind of see things from Craig's point of view for the entire movie.
Right.
Like it starts with him, and you kind of like are on his journey for a while,
Right.
and then you're like,
He's our hero, so to speak.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Your anti-hero, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not a. And he's
He's
doing horrible things for good reasons.
right. But I mean, yeah, like we're definitely given the most to sympathize with for him.
Yeah.
But then, when he starts doing, terrible things, it's, a little harder to keep that sympathy, but we still have it more than we do with his friend.
Right.
It's,
Well, yeah, I think they did a great job of, like the movie kind of opens with him basically like playing around with his baby, and you're like,
Right.
oh, he's a nice guy. He's like a
Yeah.
cool guy, and I think it does a really great job of just those couple little scenes, making you root for him and want him to do well, and
right.
even when he does start, it's kind of like Breaking Bad when Walter White started doing some bad things. You're like, well, he's kind of, I mean, he's doing it for a good reason,
Right, yeah.
but then it just eventually gets to a point where you're like, oh
He's
man,
just a villain.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And this maybe doesn't go quite as far,
No.
but it
But it
definitely
gets to that
dances in
point.
that
Oh, yeah.
room, yeah.
And it also does it in a much shorter time span.
Right,
Because at least with Breaking Bad, you had seasons,
right,
to get to the point where you almost hated Walter.
right.
And here you have 2 hours.
Yeah, if that. It was
Right.
some short.
An hour and a half.
Yeah, it was a fast movie.
Oh, yeah, very fast.
But yeah, man. And yeah, that's the cool thing too. It's kind of a low budget movie. There's not a lot of sets. There's like a couple. There's like a
Maybe like 3 or 4 different locations.
right, and maybe like at the most a dozen speaking actors.
Oh, yeah. If even that.
Yeah. So
yeah, and special effects are all pretty basic.
mhm.
Like there's no giant explosions or
No.
anything like that. It's
There's
like
there's some blood and maybe some
yeah,
puppetry or some
some blood and some squibs probably.
yeah squibs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it gets kind of bloody.
yeah, it does. Yeah, mostly Craig.
Right? Man. Yeah, it's a cool movie.
It is a very cool movie. Yeah.
It kind of makes you wonder though, like,
Would you do this?
right?
If you and I were pitted, because that's eventually what happens.
Yeah.
Is
The friends are pitted against each other. Like at first
yeah.
they're kind of like
they're into it.
Yeah.
And, they're well, sort of, but they're
there's a little competition, but it's more like, hey, who can finish this drink first?
exactly right.
But then it gets down to like, yeah,
when they realize the stakes of it,
yeah.
it changes, and
Because Keckner is an undescribed like millionaire. Like they
I
never
would
really
say,
say.
yeah.
They don't say what he is, but he clearly has more money than he knows what to do with,
Right.
and a wife that he can't seem to entertain unless he because it's her birthday.
Yeah.
So this entire event is basically to entertain her for her birthday. And yeah, they don't really say where their money's coming from, but I get the feeling it's not from a very good place.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
But yeah, they are definitely well off.
But yeah, they start pitting them against each other though for the high stakes,
Right.
and that's when it kind of gets in the dark territory.
Right.
And yeah, it does make you wonder, like,
Would you and I wind up beating the shit out of each other for $25,000?
right?
Or whatever.
I mean, I'd like to think I never would do that to anybody I care about, but
Right.
but like if the stakes are like your family's going to be out on the street,
Right.
that's kind of an incentive
Yeah.
to do to question your morals,
Exactly. But even going against that, just for your own personal comfort to know that you would have that money,
Oh yeah.
and not have to worry about, just everyday life,
Right.
whether it's a family or not.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like 10 years worth of your salary
exactly,
for one night of debauchery.
right?
You know.
You
How
know,
could you pass that up?
maybe I would.
It's pretty crazy.
you know, and the thing is, like, it's only towards the very end where the two guys are like actually sort of pitted against each other.
Right.
Because basically, like everything escalates, but like our main character Craig is being evicted, and he needs $4,500 to pay his rent.
Hmm.
Which also, man, thank God that we don't live in somewhere like California
I
to
know.
pay
I
that
was
much
trying
in
to.
rent.
I was like, how many months is that? Like that's what I was trying to figure. It's like surely that can't be 1 month for that little apartment.
Right.
Yeah, like he must have owed like a back rent of 6 months or something.
I would hope.
You know.
Yeah.
Plus, you don't usually get an eviction notice if you're a month late. You know.
I would hope not. Yeah. I mean, yeah. But still, like, I know rent would be insane, but
Mm-hmm.
man,
But
$4,500.
he's like an oil change guy. He can't possibly make $4,500 a month.
Not even.
Not even in California.
Yeah.
Um.
Uh, but yeah. So
Yeah, he's kind of like a failed writer, so we can kind of relate to him
sure.
as creative types who don't make a lot of money on our creations.
Nope.
Yeah, he's kind of a failed writer, and he's stuck working this oil change job, and
Right.
yeah, like you said earlier, gets fired, and he's in a situation where he's like, man, I gotta get out of this situation, no matter what.
Yep.
And how could you pass that up?
Right.
It's like it fell into your lap.
And he gets one of his challenges. Keckner offers to pay him the exact amount of money that he needs. Plus, he's already won a couple of the challenges before then.
So he's got like $1,200.
Right. Yeah. And he does it, and then he's like, "All right, I'm done. I'm out," and he leaves. But then he shows up again because he's got to think of the future.
Yeah, exactly. And he's like, well, I'm even now, but
What
I don't have a job.
Right, yeah. And that's when things even get even darker.
Yeah, it gets. I mean, yeah, because it takes a turn right before he leaves, and that's why he leaves. But once it takes that turn, it just is going downhill.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like the rest of that movie is just, oh my gosh, that's terrible. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like Keckner, he seems like he's got art everywhere,
Right.
all through the house, and it's like, he seems like he's obviously appreciates the finer things,
Sure.
but like,
also kind of trashy art.
yeah,
That's
exactly,
art, yeah.
right, yeah. So he's obviously doesn't mind throwing his money around for entertainment,
right? And we should mention that to sort of give extra insight to his character. His wife is probably like 30 years younger than him.
Violet, yeah,
Yeah, and
or at least 15 years younger than him.
At the very least 15, but I'm gonna say more like 30.
Because Keckner, I mean, he looks like he's like 45, 50.
I'd say he's in his 50s.
Yeah.
And I would say she is in her 20s.
You think? 20s?
Oh, yes.
I could see her passing for 30.
Maybe.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's clearly bored.
Yeah.
Like, they don't really... There's a couple scenes where they, like, maybe hold hands, but it seems like only after she's been really thrilled by...
Something terrible.
Right,
yeah. And of course, I kind of don't want to ruin it, but at the end, we sort of see in the aftermath of everything, what their actual purpose was, and it's horrifying.
Yeah.
What it actually is.
Right.
At least, from our perspective, watching these two guys,
Do all these terrible things.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's like intense because it's funny and it's so quick. Like once it starts, it just that ball does not quit rolling. I mean, there's a couple breathers,
Right.
where they're like figuring out their next challenge or whatever. But I mean, it's it's pretty intense,
Oh yeah,
and you're in for it. Like halfway through the movie, I was like, like there's not really like a lot of story going on. It's just like a lot of these things happening,
right.
but I'm so into it. Like I'm not getting bored.
Yeah,
It's very well written and acted.
indeed. The main cast, or the main character, played by Pat Healy, and the wife Violet was played by Sarah Paxton. They were both in a movie that I watched a couple years ago called The Innkeepers,
Okay,
which
it's
is
a horror movie.
it is a horror movie. It's a very subtle horror movie, and it's very slow. Man, it is so good.
Really?
Yeah,
I think I remember you mentioning it when you saw it.
yeah.
I've never checked it out.
I know I tried to get your, I guess now ex
Mhm.
to watch it, and like it took a while, I think, for her to actually watch it, but she finally did, and she was like, "That was great."
The Innkeeper. Yeah, I would watch it because both of those actors were great.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and she doesn't have a ton of lines or anything in this movie, but like just what she does through like facial expression and
Mm.
just body language is pretty great.
Subtle.
Yeah,
Speaking of lines, there's a lot of cocaine use in this movie.
there is quite a bit. Did it make you want to try some?
It kind of did for because yeah, we went out to get like a burrito to bring back for the movie, and I was like, should I get a beer while we're out? And I was like, no, I'm just gonna be clean and sober tonight. You never know. I mean, I might need my uh, attention. Like my mom was pretty sick, so.
Right.
But yeah, cocaine might have heightened my awareness.
Exactly. It made you alert.
Man, that's what I
Ready to
need.
go.
Yeah, when anyone's sick around me, I should just do a
Start
couple
doing
lines.
cocaine,
Yeah.
right, yep.
Oh yeah, I guess I should say that too. At the very beginning of the movie, when you first see David Koechner, he's in the same bathroom as Craig.
Yeah.
And he's doing, David Koechner's character is doing a line of cocaine, and he like drops his $100 bill into the toilet that he's using to snort the coke, and he leaves the bathroom, and Craig. They don't actually show him pull the $100 bill out of the toilet,
Right.
but he did.
Oh, he had to.
Yeah, because I mean, he walked out and he's like kind of shaking his hand a little bit, like there's water on it, and like that's the start. That little like nugget of a scene is like
it tells you what
it's some foreshadowing. Yeah, like he will do anything for that guy's money.
Yep.
And like he doesn't even know that yet.
Right.
Like they haven't even met yet. So that was kind of cool. I thought that was neat. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It was cool.
It was very good.
It was surprisingly good.
Yeah. Like I said, I'd heard of this a couple years ago, listening to a podcast, and, otherwise kind of forgot that it was around for a little bit, but I did pretty much go into this not knowing, anything other than the very basic premise.
Right.
And yeah, it was good, and it's, dark and intense, and at times hilarious.
I'm always impressed.
But uncomfortably hilarious.
Mostly.
Yeah.
Like especially the latter half.
Oh yeah.
I'm always impressed though when you can tell filmmakers, didn't have a lot of money to do crazy sets and scenes and camera work and things,
Right.
but they really pulled off just through the acting and the simplicity of the idea. Like it was a really well done film.
I think that's I'm gonna relate a little bit of my own history here.
Mm-hmm. When you used to do cocaine
when I
and
used
pay
to do
people to do.
cocaine
Well, that's back when you were making mini comics and you had all that money.
Exactly.
You could throw around your money
I
like that.
I don't have that money anymore, but actually it is related to comics.
Yeah.
Back in like 2000 or whatever, my friend and I were making comics, and we started publishing our stuff online, and at the time that was like a very new thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we both had aspirations of oh, we're gonna make these giant epic tales and crazy page layouts and bada boom in your face
Right.
and everything. at the time, doing stuff online, it's like, well, that doesn't work, you know. And we would basically do just your simple 3-panel or 4-panel comic strip.
Right.
Very like dun 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 dun. And that teaches you. It teaches you how to make comics.
Oh yeah.
And I think like with movies, it's the same. Where, the more simple you keep it, if you can make a basic movie and still make it riveting and entertaining, then, then later on when you have like a huge budget or whatever, you can go crazy.
Like Peter Jackson.
Right, like Peter Jackson.
Like he started out with like Dead Alive and stuff like that.
Or like David Finch or...
Fincher.
Yeah. I mean, he started out doing music videos.
Right.
And then like, even his first couple movies are kind of subtle. But now,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, they're pretty epic. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's true. Yeah, you start with the bones and work your way out.
Exactly. So yeah, I know this. The director E.L. Katz. This is, I think, his only major movie he's directed.
Oh yeah.
But he's directed, I think, a short here and there, and kind of written and produced some stuff. But
I would definitely be interested in checking out his other stuff.
yeah. Yeah.
Is there like any like bonus short films on the DVD?
I don't know.
Yeah. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty cool though.
Very
Pretty
cool.
Pretty cool movie.
I enjoyed this quite a bit.
Yeah, dark comedy
Yeah,
for sure.
Very much so. All right. You want to take a break?
Sure.
Right.
I need a glass of water.
All right.
They can make things worse for me. Sometimes I'd rather die. They can tell me lots of things, but I can't say eye to eye. I know they know the way I think. I know they always will. But someday I'm gonna change my mind. Sometimes I'd rather kill. Bloodstains, spade kills, fast cars, cheap thrills, rich girls, fine wine. I lost my sense, I lost control, I lost my mind. Things seem so much different now. The scene has died away. I haven't got a steady job, and I got no place to stay. Well, it's a futuristic modern world, but things aren't what they seem. Someday you're gonna wake up from this stupid fantasy. Bloodstains, snake kills, fast cars, cheap thrills, rich girls, fine wine. I lost my sense, I lost control, I lost my mind. Bloodstains, snake kills, fast cars, cheap thrills, rich girls, fine wine. I lost my sense, I lost control, I lost my mind.
Hey, and welcome back to Gutter Trash.
Hello.
Well, good evening to you.
Good evening to you.
It's like a beautiful rainy night here in
Yeah.
Dayton, Ohio.
Yes, it is. Got cold today.
Yeah?
It's been in the 60s for the most part the past couple days.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a very warm Christmas.
Yeah.
But,
Very soggy Christmas.
very soggy Christmas, too. Yeah. I know, yesterday I drove to Indianapolis with my family to visit my brother. And it rained pretty much the entire way there. And traffic was pretty heavy, too. And then I came home last night, and it was raining for the most part as well the entire time. And then about halfway between Indianapolis and Richmond, I started noticing more and more cops pulling people over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And once I got just outside of Richmond, it was like the fog
Like the film?
Like the film, yeah. There was like a ghost pirate ship that came through. Yeah. Spoiler.
From the Richmond Ocean.
Yeah. But no, yeah, it got like super foggy to the point where like I could barely see in front of me.
I know, I was scared because like we were supposed to do drawing night last night, and you texted me, you're like, the road's so foggy I can barely see in front of me, and I was like, dear Lord, quit texting me.
I was doing voice to text.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Oh, my phone doesn't do that.
No, it doesn't.
So did you ever notice like your phone like misreading what you're saying?
Oh, all the time.
Oh, yeah.
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 I mean, I don't have a great voice anyway. It's very nasally and Midwestern. And yeah, sometimes it just does not understand me.
Right.
As-
Everything
as-
seemed clear in the text that I got.
Yeah, I made sure to speak slowly and
Mhm.
clearly and enunciate
Oh.
as much as I possibly could. Which, so basically I can't talk into it like I'm having an actual conversation.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. As many listeners of Gutter Trash could probably say and agree with.
Right. Yeah, well, you know, you get what you pay for.
Yep.
Send us some money and we'll enunciate shit.
Yeah, I got pretty treacherous out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I made it home.
I'm glad you did.
Me too. And, yeah. So I know we kind of talked a little bit about how our Christmases were, but did you get anything cool?
I got an alien lunchbox, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
It's like the film, the 1979 film, which is my favorite film on the planet Earth.
Right. Is it from that actual time period, or is it something? Okay.
No, it's like, I think it's just from last year or something.
Okay.
It's like a Diamond Select, but it has that cool thing where they kind of make the borders look like they've been scratched up.
Oh, okay.
So at first I actually was like, oh, is this old? But yeah, so that was cool, and got some new shoes.
Yeah.
So yeah, and a pretty sweet Amanda Connor collection of DC comics. So
That's cool.
it's a pretty great Christmas.
It's a very nice Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some great food too, of course. Lots
Sure.
of cookies and whatnot.
And homemade spaghetti.
Homemade spaghetti.
Yeah.
I made the spaghetti.
Right.
How about you? Did you get some swag?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I got a Power Man drawing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got a pretty sweet Power Man drawing too.
That's awesome.
Original art.
Original art is always good.
Yeah.
Let's see. I listened to the Christmas episode, and you can find out what I got from Mr. Jason Young.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But otherwise, I got a winter coat, which I haven't actually had a winter coat in a couple of years.
Oh yeah.
And of course, the year that I get one, it's been like 65 every day since winter started.
Hey, that just means you can use it all next year.
Sure. And I also got a new pair of shoes.
Sweet.
And I got some pants that finally fit me.
Nice.
Yeah,
It's nice to have comfy pants.
it is.
As you can see by mine,
Sure.
I have my rock and roll pants on right now.
I bet they're comfy.
They are very comfy.
See?
Yeah, there's holes
Yeah.
all over them,
Right?
but they're very comfy.
But no, yeah, I wound up, I lost a lot of weight over the last couple of years, and so none of my pants have fit me. And last year, my ex bought me a pair of pants that were closer to my size.
Mm-hmm.
And in the ensuing months since she got them, they actually have grown too big for me as well. So I needed yet more pants that
Yeah.
were closer to fitting me okay.
Well, that's perfect.
Yeah. And I got some money and some gift cards and stuff
Money.
like that. Yeah.
Money's cool. Did you
Yeah.
have to like eat a dog?
I
or,
did not
like,
have to
shit
eat
on the floor.
Shit on the floor, no. I just did those on my own.
Yeah, that's very, yeah, just natural
Yeah.
Christmas traditions. Nobody pays you
Nope.
to make snow angels or shit on the floor. It's just what
Exactly.
you do at Christmas. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And then I watched a couple of movies on Christmas Day. It was pretty good.
Die Hard.
No traditional Christmas movies.
Right?
So no Die Hard, no Christmas or Gremlins, and no Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Right.
I watched Ant-Man, which I had already seen in the theater, but my mom wanted to watch it, and so I was like, yeah, I like that movie. I'll watch it again. And we saw the new Mission Impossible,
Cool.
which was very good.
Action-packed, I'm sure.
Very action-packed. Tom Cruise riding on the side of an airplane.
As one does when
Yep.
you're Tom Cruise.
As one does when L. Ron Hubbard instructs you to.
L. Ron Hubbard's no longer living, right?
No, he is not. Yeah,
I didn't know, because, I mean, like, he was writing in the 70s, right?
yeah. I think he died in the 80s.
Yeah, okay.
At least that's when I used to see all the Dianetics commercials.
Yeah. Yeah, my brother had a bunch of his books when we were kids.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he had... I mean, it was like his sci-fi stuff.
Oh, yeah. But still,
Yeah.
like, for all accounts, I've heard that he was just a terrible writer as well.
Oh, really? Well, my brother read everything. Like,
Okay.
I'm sure he read, like no less than 1,000 sci-fi novels when I was a teenager. Like, he was always reading. But yeah, L. Ron Hubbard, wow. Amazing.
Yep. Man, it makes me want to start a cult.
Yeah, you should.
I really wish I could.
Wait, well, you're gonna have to, like, change your name to, like, E something, you know?
Right, yeah.
Like, I don't know what the L stands for. What's your middle name?
Alan.
Alan. So you could be E. Alan Schonborn.
Sure.
That
Yeah.
sounds much more cultish.
Yeah.
I would funnel all my life savings into your pocket
Sweet.
just because of your name.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might want to come up with, like, some weird story about your followers, like how they will ascend and all that stuff.
Right, yeah. I mean, yeah, I haven't thought this out yet, but
you'd sit in the planning stages,
Yeah.
right? And then with all your money, you can, do something like Kickner's character in this movie we just
Right.
watched and entertain yourself.
Exactly.
See,
I bet L. Ron Hubbard probably did something like this.
I'm sure this is what Scientology is for.
Right.
You know, he's like, really? You? Wow. Okay. Cool. You'll do that for this. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good times.
Good
Christmas.
times indeed.
Good Christmas.
Yeah. An okay Christmas.
We've been busy at work.
Yeah.
Like surprisingly nice traffic flow and money being spent. Little coins in our pockets.
Yeah, you getting a Christmas bonus for all that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes,
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I haven't got it yet. But,
Okay.
But yeah.
But still, really?
Supposedly.
Huh.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
Yeah. No Christmas bonus.
Hmm.
Ah. Yeah.
I guess basically I didn't get Christmas fired, so I guess
Hey.
that's my Christmas
That's
bonus.
something. That's the gingerbread man of bonuses. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Well, I might not get anything either.
Well, yeah.
Promises of bonuses are
Sure.
not the same as bonuses.
It's true. That is also true. But at least you got a promise of something.
Mhm.
I just got, hey, thanks for showing up like you're supposed to.
Right? Yeah. Good on ya.
Have a cookie.
So,
Just one.
so have you seen the new Star Wars yet?
I have not.
Yeah.
I will not.
Not ever?
Nope.
You would refuse if I picked it as my movie?
Maybe.
You'd veto it?
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd wish to veto on it, but I
Right.
definitely have zero desire to see it.
I've heard a lot of good things. I
But-
haven't seen
but-
it yet either.
Right. But yeah, like I was about to say that, you have missed some opportunities to see it.
Two. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And looks like your next one is kind of
It's up in the air.
Disappearing too,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
up in the air right now.
that, honestly, if you picked it for a movie pick and like it was your only chance to see it, like I feel so bad for you being a Star Wars fan that I would maybe go to the movie theater to
Wow,
watch it.
that's pretty-
just to make sure that you got to see it.
That's pretty great. I appreciate that. No, I think I'm sure I'll see it sometime this week, but it's weird that I haven't seen it yet. But it's just forces have kind of aligned where, like, everyone I know is sick, and I'm like kind of like hanging out with them when I can, and
Right.
I don't know. It's just like work schedule, and like the one day I thought I was gonna see it, I got called in early and would just miss it. Like there's no way I would have seen the show in that I wanted. I
Right.
planned on seeing. Made it to work on time. It's just been kind of not lining up, but
Now, didn't one of your chances to see it, you got called into work early because your manager wanted to go see it?
No, he actually that was it's funny because there was a day that I got called in early, so he could go see it, and I hadn't planned on seeing it that day.
Uh-huh.
But then the day that I was gonna go see it, he called me in early as well. And he was still there. He stayed there.
Okay.
But it was funny because Joe actually came to Mavericks that day, and I think he was like kind of making sure that because me and Joe were gonna go see it,
Right.
and I told him I was like, yeah, Chris called me in early, so I'm not gonna be able to go. And he's like, if he's going to see it again, and that's why he called you in early, he's like, I'm gonna be so fucking pissed. And he stopped by Mavericks, and me and Chris were both working, so he didn't really say anything. But yeah, it just hasn't worked out yet.
Yeah.
I'll see it.
I don't know why Joe wanted to see it. He's already seen it twice.
Has he really?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought he had seen it once, but
No, yeah, he went opening night and then the next day.
oh, well, I hear it's a good movie.
I guess.
I don't know. Don't know for sure. Please no spoilers in the comments section, people. I've got a couple of spoilers already just working in Mavericks, but I really don't want it spoiled in the gutter trash comments. That would be bad.
So I guess I won't put any comments about it.
Right. Yeah.
Because since I don't care about the movie, I know some of the spoilers already.
Oh yeah.
Because why bother?
Yeah. Yeah, we even have a sign up on the door that says no spoilers, and 2 different people have read that sign and mentioned that it was a good idea,
Uh-huh.
and then when I
And then
to
spoil
spoil
it.
something,
Yeah.
like not like the entire plot or anything, but like
Right.
they were just like, yeah, it's like you don't want to know this, and like they'd say something, and you're like, are you serious? Like, did you just do that? You're like a character in a terrible comedy right now.
Right. Or, you know what I would call them? Just assholes.
I think, I mean, like, I honestly can't be mad because I feel like they're just so excited and they're so socially awkward that they don't know what they're doing because
Right.
this is like the one place they go where there's other nerds and it sucks and I wish they wouldn't, but I'm not mad at them. I know they're just excited,
Right.
but I don't know. I just want to see it before the whole thing is ruined for me.
Understandable. At least, as far as I know, you haven't had the terrible luck that you did with Phantom Menace.
Right? Yeah.
Which, I mean, ultimately, it wasn't a good movie, but...
I didn't know that at the time.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And to have basically the ending spoiled.
Right? Like it was the death of Darth Maul spoiler. Yeah,
Right, yeah.
On opening day while I was working.
Right, yeah.
Obviously I hadn't seen it yet.
To a person that you told that you hadn't seen it.
Oh yeah, I just told him that I hadn't seen it. Yeah. And then he proceeds to be like, "Oh yeah, that's too bad. I can't believe they killed Darth Maul already though." And like it was just like that. It wasn't like there was other words between those 2 lines.
Right,
It
yeah.
was like he was like, "Yeah, that's too bad." And then like I was like, "That's so weird." I know I've told this story in here before,
Oh,
so
yeah.
pardon me if you've already heard it, but
Yeah, fuck you. You get what you pay for.
and it applies. It's applicable to
Exactly.
the current situation. But yeah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it though.
Yeah, I hope you get your chance.
Yeah, maybe this week.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I would take that bullet for you if it had to come down
You
to
take
that.
a force bullet.
Yep.
You have
Midichlorians.
yeah, I was gonna say you have really nice midichlorians.
Yeah.
Well, but it's not my turn to pick a movie.
No.
It's my turn to pick a comic?
Yes, it is.
Should I pick a comic?
You should.
Okay. Well, I actually started reading the graphic novel that I was going to pick yesterday, and I got 40 pages in, and it was so awful, I just stopped. And I was like, I'm not going to pick this.
All right. Can you tell me what that one was?
Yeah, it's sitting right here. Let me grab it. Since we're in my home.
Sure.
And I feel bad. At least my buddy doesn't listen to the show, but this was bought for me by a friend of mine. It's Dante's Divine Comedy, including, the Inferno, the Purgatory, and the Paradise.
Sure.
As adapted by Seymour Chwast. Chwast. Apparently he is a award-winning graphic designer, like Craig Yo and Chip Kidd and all these people are singing his praise on the back. Yeah, it was I feel kind of like Brad Pitt's character from Seven.
Okay.
Fucking Dante. But I was like, okay, I've never really read the Inferno.
Right.
I've tried once, and
Yeah.
it was so it was a little too flowery for me. I just couldn't get into it. And I was like, maybe this will be. I mean, it's real simple, cartoonish,
Yeah.
basic. And I was like, I flipped through it, and I was like, this looks awesome.
Right.
This looks right up my alley. But I got 40 pages in, and it was just hurting my head. It was so bad. And I was like, I'm done. I'm just going to donate this to Mavericks. It's going on our shelf. So, anyone that wants to check it out, stop at Mavericks and check it out. And I feel bad because, like I said, my friend bought it for me, and he doesn't know, he's not a real big comics reader,
Right.
but he found this comic I'd never heard of, and he was like, yeah, I thought you might like this. And I was like, oh, it's really nice.
Yeah.
So, but I'm not.
It does. I mean, yeah, looking at it, it's like, yeah, I would totally see this being your type of thing.
Yeah, it looks like, it's black and white. It's real cartoony, real simple line. And yeah, it looked like something I would love, but nope. So I almost picked that. I'm glad I didn't pick it before I'd started reading it. But unfortunately, the book I am picking, I haven't started reading yet, so it might be even worse.
Well, that's a risk we have to take.
That's true. But it is pretty small, and I'm sure I'll finish it tonight, probably before I go to bed. But it's a graphic novel called Pale Fire.
I've never even heard of that.
Okay, it's written by someone named M.K. Reed.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a male or female person, so I'm just saying it's a person.
Sure.
I'm guessing it's a person.
Yeah.
M.K. Reed.
Nope.
And drawn by Farrell Dalrymple.
Well, I know that name.
Yeah. Right? So, I've had it for a few months. It came out, I think, earlier this year, and I got it at Mavericks, and I just haven't read it yet. So.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't veto anything I haven't heard of, and I do enjoy some Farrell Dalrymple art. So
Okay, cool. And you're welcome to borrow this Divine Comedy and check it out.
Kind of want to.
Yeah, go for it.
I kind of do, because I actually have read The Inferno.
Yeah.
Uh,
it might be one of those things that is much better if you are familiar and if you read the poetry and you like it.
right.
Because it's it's a cartoon adaptation. Because it's not my problem with it is it wasn't real linear, and it wasn't it wasn't about the other work, so it wasn't and Dante talks about this. It was supposed to be just an adaptation,
Right.
but it's written in such a way that I don't know. Maybe the other one would be as hard for me to read, but
I mean, it's not an easy thing to get through.
yeah. But I mean, it was just so uninteresting to me. Every page just seemed like it was oh, okay, I'm referencing this thing that you've read.
Right.
And
Okay.
you get it because you've read that other thing.
Gotcha.
That's what I got from this, and it was just hurting my head. And I was
all right.
I'm gonna power through this. I was it's only 100 pages, but 40 pages in, I was nope, I'm done.
All right. Well, I can say that the version that I read had much better illustrations.
Right? Who was the illustrator?
I can't remember off the top of my
It was
head.
the old engravings and.
It was pen and ink, but it was that very, fine lined, high detail.
Yeah.
Everything is hatched and cross hatched, and
Oh,
just like Bernie Wrightson on steroids type
Right.
of artwork.
And I mean, and I like some artsy stuff, and I can read some flowery stuff. I've read some old you know, some old works of literature, and I enjoyed them. But man, I mean, I read Vanity Fair, and I liked that, and
Right.
you know, some other, I don't know, some other stuff. But I just could not get into this at all.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you don't mind, I would at least like to try to flip through it,
Sure, yeah.
you know, before you take it to the store, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it'll be there forever because this is the kind of thing that
Just sits
no
on
one
the
will
shelf.
buy.
Yeah.
Not at our store, at least.
Right,
I mean,
exactly.
Unless, you know, unless it has a Star Wars logo or Harley Quinn or something. You know, right now it's not selling. So.
Right. Deadpool.
Yeah, Deadpool.
Don't
he does
forget
well.
about Deadpool.
He does well. Yeah, there's this snake on the cover. Maybe I could put Deadpool's mask on that snake.
Sure.
Instantly sell it.
You can, yeah, there's a snake on the cover, and there's two guys. You can put Deadpool's mask on the snake, and then turn one of those into Harley Quinn, and the other into Luke Skywalker.
Yeah. I mean, like, I swear I was like interested because you know it's you know, one of those guys is Dante, and the other one is a poet that he admired named Virgil, and
Right.
and also in the poem, you know, the ghost of his former lover Beatrice is with him. So like it's not like I'm just like I don't even want to try it. Like I really was trying.
Right,
You know,
yeah.
I was like, it's gonna be a version of this story I can get into, and I think I was just so disappointed that I couldn't get into it.
Right.
So, but thanks, Dusty. Thanks for buying it for me. That was nice. It was the thought that counts.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah, so Pale Fire.
Pale Fire.
Pale Fire.
Yeah.
One word, two words?
I think it's one word.
Yeah. M.K. Reed and Farrell Dalrymple.
Mhm.
All right.
Sweet.
Sort of looking forward to it.
Right? Me too.
I mean, as much as I can
Yeah.
for something I don't know about.
Right. Yeah. I understand. I'm the same way. It might not be great,
Yeah,
but we'll see. We'll
Yeah.
find out together.
exactly. When
We'll be like Virgil and Dante
yeah, exactly.
in the seventh ring of hell.
And we'll also be like Eric and Jason when we decide that it's so bad we don't even finish reading it.
Right? Maybe we'll read the Cliff Notes version. I think we can get through this one.
All right then.
Well, thanks for bringing over the movie.
Not a problem.
Hopefully, we'll have a savage return to the studio soon.
Yeah, we'll see.
Uh,
Don't so much mind this as long as our guest.
Edna is sleeping right next to me. She's been. If you listen to the Christmas episode and this one, she's in the same spot.
Yep.
Just somehow is much more tired, even though it's earlier.
Yeah.
That's weird. Yeah, she's had a long day,
I guess. And did you walk her a lot today?
A couple times. I mean, it was raining, so
Yeah.
just a couple quick walks around the block. But yeah,
Maybe those quick walks were too brisk.
yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. All right then. Well, till next time.
Yes. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye. Thank you for listening to Gutter Trash. You can subscribe to the show from guttertrash.net or from iTunes and leave us a review. Visit guttertrash.net for email information and for other podcasts and websites in the Gutter Trash Network. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.